Think you've missed the planting season? What if I told you that in just a month, you could be picking your first vegetables fresh from the garden? Today, we're talking about 8 lightning-fast crops that mature in just 30 days. And it's not magic, it's proven practice. Watch till the end for a few tricks to maximize your harvest from these speedy growers. Their short growing period is a lifesaver for anyone who missed the spring planting window or just wants to add some fresh greens in midsummer. All you need is sun, loose soil, and seeds labelled early or baby. Also, keep in mind that the 30 days counts from the moment the seedlings emerge, so prepare your garden bed in advance. Radishes are a real gem for anyone looking for quick results. Even if you're just opening a seed packet for the first time today, you'll see the first sprouts in just 3 or 4 days. After that, they really take off. You can be harvesting full-sized, juicy radishes within 20 to 30 days of planting. But there are a couple of key things to keep in mind to ensure your radishes don't disappoint. First off, avoid planting them in the hottest part of summer. They really don't like intense heat. Hot sun can cause them to bolt, sending up a flower stalk instead of developing that crisp, juicy root you want. The ideal time is late spring or early summer, especially if they can get a little bit of shade. Secondly, consistent watering is crucial. Without enough moisture, they'll become tough, bitter, and might even crack. It's best to water little and often rather than letting them dry out completely. They also need loose soil so the root has plenty of room to expand. Here's a neat trick. Try sowing your radishes in waves. Plant a small batch every 7 to 10 days. That way, you'll have a continuous supply of fresh radishes on your table, ready to harvest whenever you like. Oh, and guess what? Radishes are one of the few vegetables you can easily grow, even on a windowsill or balcony. All you need is a container, some soil, a spot with sun, and a little patience. And before you know it, you'll be harvesting your very own first crunchy radish. Spinach, your vitamin powerhouse. This leafy green grows incredibly fast. From sprout to harvest, you're looking at just 25 to 30 days. If you prefer tender young leaves, you can start cutting them even sooner, in about 3 weeks. Spinach thrives in moderate temperatures. It's not particularly fussy, but avoid planting it in intense heat, as that can cause it to bolt, go to seed. The ideal spot is partial shade, or a bed that gets sun for only part of the day. Regular watering is essential. Without moisture, the leaves will turn wilted and tough. But keep it well watered, and spinach will regrow incredibly fast. And here's the best part. You don't have to pull up the whole plant. You can just snip the outer leaves, letting the central ones continue to grow. This means you can often get 2 or even 3 harvests from the same plant in just a month. And yes, spinach isn't just for smoothies. You can sauté it, add it to omelettes, casseroles, pizza, soup. The possibilities are endless, all from your very own mini garden. Let's talk about arugula, the greens with attitude. If you like your food to have a little kick, not just be tasty, arugula is your go-to. It grows fast, sprouts in 5 to 7 days, and is ready to harvest in just 3 to 4 weeks. The younger the leaves, the more tender they are. It's pretty low maintenance, but here's a tip. In hot weather, it can get too spicy or bolt, go to seed quickly. It's best to sow it early in the morning or choose a spot with partial shade, especially in June and July. And yes, you can treat it like a cut-and-come-again plant. Snip a few leaves and it keeps growing. Just don't let it get too old. Older leaves get tough and bitter. But young arugula adds that peppery note to anything. Salads, sandwiches, even pasta. And arugula on pizza. That's a classic. Another bonus, it doesn't need much space. You can grow it in containers, on a balcony, or even tucked between other plants. Perfect for mixed plantings. Now let's talk about leaf lettuce, a true classic that always delivers. Leaf lettuce is incredibly fast and reliable. Sow the seeds and in just 5 to 6 days, you'll see sprouts. In 2 to 3 weeks, you'll have the first tender leaves, and by the end of the month, a full head ready for harvest. The best part is you don't have to cut the entire head. You simply harvest the outer leaves and the centre continues to grow. This way, you can harvest multiple times from a single plant. It's economical, convenient, and of course, delicious. Lettuce needs consistent watering and prefers light shade in hot weather. Too much sun can cause it to wilt quickly or become bitter. But generally, it's a very low-maintenance crop, perfect even for complete beginners. There are many different varieties: green, red, curly, smooth. For a more decorative garden, mix a few types, and you'll have something both useful and beautiful. And most importantly, leaf lettuce goes with everything. In sandwiches, with meat, with fish, or simply with olive oil. It's truly one of the most versatile and rewarding vegetables you can grow. Okay, now let's talk about cress. It's small but surprisingly bold. If you need results super fast, this is it. From sowing to harvest, it can take just 5 or 7 days. But if you wait a little longer, up to 10 to 15 days, you'll get more greens and the taste will be more intense. Cress doesn't need a garden or even a garden plot. It's incredibly easy to grow on a windowsill, even without soil. On damp cotton wool, paper towels, or coconut coir. Just mist it with water and it practically grows itself. It has a distinctive taste, sharp and peppery, with a mustardy note. It's similar to horseradish or radish, but in leafy form. Perfect for sandwiches, salads, eggs, and even meat dishes. You can sow a fresh batch every 4 to 5 days to always have a continuous supply. As you harvest, the next batch is already growing. It's quick, convenient, and healthy. Plus, it's packed with vitamins and great for boosting your immune system, especially in spring and early summer when your body craves fresh greens. Small, peppery, and super fast. Cress is definitely worth your attention. Let's move on to green onions, a simple and reliable favourite. If you need fresh greens, right now, onion sets are your go-to. These are small bulbs you can simply pop into the soil, and they'll start shooting up greens almost immediately. You'll see the first juicy shoots in just 10 to 14 days, and a full bunch in about 3 weeks. You can grow green onions practically anywhere, in a garden bed, a pot, a glass of water, or even a plastic container on your windowsill. They're low-maintenance, fast-growing, and you can plant them as often as every week. There's just one crucial thing: watering. Without enough water, the greens get thin and wilted. But with enough moisture, they grow fast, becoming crisp and flavourful. Here's a little trick. To get greens even faster, snip off the top of the bulb before planting. This will speed things up. Green onions are a staple in many dishes. They add a burst of fresh flavour to soups, salads, potatoes, meat, you name it. And all this with minimal effort. Quick, reliable and delicious. Baby carrots, small but mighty. Unlike those large carrots that take all season to mature and are a chore to pull, baby varieties like Amsterdam Forcing or Parisian are ready in as little as 30 days. Don't expect giants. These are neat, miniature roots, sweet, juicy, and utterly charming. Because they don't grow long, you can plant them closer together in neat rows. The key is loose, well-drained soil. This prevents the little roots from struggling against hard dirt. Water regularly, especially when it's hot. Lack of moisture can stunt their growth and make them dry. But give them the right conditions and they'll reward you with great taste and a lovely look. Baby carrots are the perfect snack. Just wash them and eat them whole. And for kids, they're a real hit. Small, fun, and with no bitterness. Best of all, compared to standard carrots, they grow much faster and require less patience. Plant them at the start of the month, and by the end, you could be enjoying your first harvest. And finally, let's talk about bok choy, also known as Chinese cabbage. It's fast, it's beautiful, and it's absolutely delicious. This isn't like your typical cabbage that takes half the season and forms a big head. Baby bok choy is ready to harvest in just 25 to 30 days. It forms these lovely compact rosettes with crisp white stalks and vibrant green leaves. It looks stunning and grows incredibly fast. You can sow the seeds quite thickly. Then, once the plants form good-sized bunches, you can either harvest them whole or cut individual leaves. And here's a neat trick. It transplants really well, even when it's young, if you need to make space or move them to a sunnier spot. Bok choy loves consistent watering and cooler weather. In hot spells, it can bolt quickly, so it's best to plant it in partial shade or give it some cover during scorching days. But otherwise, it's super easygoing, growing fast and reliably. Now, let's talk about the flavour. This isn't just another cabbage. It's a true culinary chameleon. You can stir-fry it, braise it, toss it into noodles, soups, or any wok dish. It holds its shape and stays beautifully crisp without getting mushy, while still being wonderfully tender and just slightly sweet. For anyone looking to add something a little different, simple and rewarding to their garden and kitchen, bok choy is the perfect choice. It looks exotic, but grows just like it belongs. And now for a little insider tip. Most of these crops don't just grow fast, they also regenerate. Cut half the leaves off your spinach or lettuce, and in a week or two, you'll get a second round. Imagine, you planted on May 27th, and by the end of June, you're already harvesting a second time with no extra effort. It's a game changer that turns too late to plant into the perfect time to experiment. And that's it. 8 quick-growing heroes that prove it's never too late for the garden. Thanks for watching. If you found the video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and definitely tell me in the comments, which of these crops will you try first and why? Your experience could inspire other viewers.